Hello again, and welcome to today's class or today's training on graphic designing. Today's day 12, and today we'll be designing this beautiful flyer that is for a coffee shop, or yes, preferably a coffee shop. And this is very simple, and yes, very simple, very straight to the point, and let's get right into it. So in my previous videos, I really like using this 48 by 48 inches, because I explained that sometimes when clients sometimes want to, or people sometimes wants to use the images or the flyer or whatever you designed for them on their WhatsApp DP, and then at the same time on their WhatsApp status. So the WhatsApp DP has this four square kind of measurement or kind of appearance. So sometimes when it's longer, it sometimes doesn't fit, and you sometimes don't get all the information showing. So normally I like using this four square design, so that when you put it on your WhatsApp status, every information, or you put it on WhatsApp DP, every information shows. So we are designing this very simple looking flyer, and let's get right into it. So we are designing everything from scratch. We are not using any templates available. So let's come to element and then search for coffee. Let's search for coffee background. Let's search for coffee background and then see all. So I used this very one. So I think, yes, this was the very first one I used, but I changed it to this. So we can use this very one, and this is a pro, meaning it is for sale, so but for the purposes of this training, or for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm using the free one, so that at least if you've not had the pro, or you've not used the pro yet, you would know how to work your way around. And if you get a pro too, you know how to work your way around. So let's just click to get it inserted into our workspace, and then just adjust it to fit our work area. Let me just still adjust. I think this is okay. And then let me change the color to something brown. So let me just pick this for the meantime. I'll come back to it. So I'm just changing the color of the background. I'm maintaining the white background, but I'm just changing this color to something brown, and then just reduce the transparency somewhere 15. Okay, 14 is good. So now come back to element again, and then we look for shapes. So the suggestion comes abstract shapes. So when we get the abstract shapes, we see all, and we can choose this very shape. So we position, and then we adjust, and then take it to the down, and then maybe rotate it just a bit, and then position it again, and then just change the color to this, and then duplicate, and then change the color to the same something in the range, of, I chose peach. So this, the first one is orange and then the second one is peach. So let's just maintain these two colors, and let me just try and adjust it just a little bit. So I think I'll maintain this. Now we're still at elements. We'll search for coffee. Let's just type coffee and then see all. This is actually what I'm looking for, but let's just pick it right from here and then resize. And then when we resize, we try and then position it. Resize and try and position it. Okay, so I think we are getting closer. I know it's the colors are not the same, but I want us to maintain the colors we have or we've inserted. So we are moving, so we're getting something closer to what we have there. No, just okay. So still at elements, we come to circles and then we come to graph and then you see all. So you pick this very one. You just click to insert and then it picks a default, or it comes with its own default color, which it's black. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's black. So now I need to make this color blend with any of this. So let me just choose any of it. So okay, I think this will work. And then send it to the back of the cup. So position back, and that's good. Position it a bit. Now it's taking shape. So now let's insert this element. So we're still at elements and then we search for coffee beans. This is coffee beans. Now a lot of options will come. There are some that are for sale and then there are others that are not for sale. I used this very one. It's isolated cutout PNG. So I click to insert and then adjust and position and then just duplicate it and just duplicate it. So duplicate again for this other side. So it's beginning to look nice. It looks like the coffee beans had been sprinkled on a table or on the flyer. So we insert this. This is okay. I wouldn't want us to import the text box, so let's just import the text box there and then let's change the font style. So let me copy the name of the font style. Oh, I'm supposed to be able to copy, but let's just move on. So let me insert any text box and position it and write coffee discounts. I'm just writing anything. Discount. Oh, okay. So let's search for this particular font style. So searches for it, and then yes, there it is. And then I increase the size. Let me just type it right into it, 300, and then make it 350. Okay, and then change the font color. It is black, so by default it is black. So let me change it to something this. Now we will change this colors back, because when I inserted, I wanted the color of the the coffee bean, and I had not imported it yet. So I was just working with something until I'm able to get the right color of the cocoa beans. So now I have, sorry, I keep saying cocoa beans, coffee beans. So now I have the color suggestions here, so then I can change these very ones to these two shades, especially with these two different elements. So this, I can pick any, and then for I have to move. Okay, I want to maintain the old colors. Let me just maintain those old colors. So let me maintain these colors. I think I like them, but sometimes you'd have to be careful with the colors you use, and you'd have to be sure it is working for you. If it is working for you, then that's fine, but again, you're not supposed to use too many colors depending on what you're trying to do, or the information you want to send. Now when it comes to this very design, there's brown, so I'm using the brown, the coffee bean brown, to do my write-ups. And for the shapes, I would want to maintain it like this. I wish it was like this, but I think this is more brighter and can catch more attention. So let me just maintain this like that. So now we continue with let me copy the whole thing. So we paste, and you see this very element is sort of behind the beans, so it is sort of overlaying over it, which I think it's creating a nice effect, which I like very much. So it says 50% off from 6 to 10 a.m. So it's coffee discount. Oh, there's promo here, and I still want to maintain it. So now let's insert all this. This is actually just a dummy logo I created for this particular design. So let me import the logo, and in previous tutorials I've shown how to import your logos. So with your logos, they will be imported as images. So normally when you bring images, it will come to uploads, and then you just click on the particular image, and then it comes on your work area. Then you can resize and then position it wherever you'd want to. So this is just a dummy logo I created for this particular design. So order now, and then let's put some contact information. So let me use this element. I'm waiting for it to load. So let me just duplicate this and then do some write-ups. So call, let's just write some numbers, and then reduce it to say 100 and resize. Okay, and then also duplicate the same text box and then just write some location information to, let's say, maybe 14th 14th Street 14th Street, Greentown. Just some, dummy text. And I would want this to be the same or be aligned with this. And the font is too big, so again it is breaking down to the next line. I don't want that. So I'll try to see if I should reduce, and it works. I don't think it's working, so I'll try something else. So maybe still increase the font size and maintain it at 80, and change the color, because it is not too visible. I think, okay, so let me try this. Change it back, and this sometimes a trick I use. I just come to effect, and then with the style I come to background, and then it gives it some kind of a background. I think I don't like this color, I want white, and then choose this and then change it to white. It creates I maintain the brown font color, but it gives it a white background. So because the brown font color wasn't working too well on this particular this is peach. Yes, on this particular peach color, it wasn't really working on it well, but I still wanted to maintain the brown text color, so I just put a white background behind it, so that at least the white background can make the brown pop up. So I think I'm good. I need to refresh. Sometimes when you're working and some things are not showing, just refresh, and then also pay attention to this very icon. When it's checked, meaning it is saved. When it's not checked, it's not saved. So you need to check your internet, but it is checked for me, meaning my progress had been saved, but I can't see some things here, so I just have to refresh to reload. And then try again, and it works. So position, and just again, I don't like the brown color, so let me give it a transparent, and then rather give it a border, and then change the border color to maybe white. Increase the border size a bit, and then insert a text that says order now. So I just have to reduce and then reposition. So it says what? Order now. And then change that to white, and also increase the font Mm-hmm. So I just need to be playing around, but I'd want it to be aligned, to be on the same line with. I moved something and I wasn't sure, so I just have to undo. But I wanted it to be, on the same line as this. Yes, it is. And then maybe rather make this also come down to be on the same line. Yes. And then also, and we are done. This is just a simple, looking flyer for a coffee shop. And again, like I keep saying, sometimes you just have to be as simple as possible, so you can communicate well. Because sometimes when you are too complex or your design is too complex, sometimes communication becomes very difficult, and then for people to even interpret what you're trying to tell them, or try to get the understanding of the information you are trying to give them. I don't know if I'm making sense. So, trying and keep everything as simple and then as straightforward as possible. So this is just a very simple design that we did in Canva, and we designed everything from scratch, and it's looking good. And again, like I keep saying, you can be playing around with positions and arrangements. How do do your arrangements? And yes, I hope you get the whole concept of using elements and importing stuff to create or add up, or like I said in the earlier tutorials, that designing is more or less like preparing a food. The ingredients you add to create that delicious meal. It's the same with the designing. The elements or the ingredients you would want to add, you need to know how to position them, where to get them. And sometimes, and almost always, you'll be doing a lot of try and error. You need to position it here, I need to position it here. If it doesn't work, normally this, when I design, it takes some time for me to get the arrangements right, so that when I'm doing the recording I can just go straight forward. But it takes a little time to get arrangements, and then you realize that I've done something very simple, but it took me time here. But for the sake of this, the tutorial, it was very short. So you just have to be playing around, try positions. You can decide to position, and it still looks good. You can try a whole lot of things. So with this, the right up is white, and the background is also white. So I just insert this shape, and then leave it there, take it to the back. Oh, let me change the color. And you see, I keep trying a whole lot, to see what will work, what will not work. I would want some of the beans to be on top of that. So exactly something like this. If it works, I leave it. It doesn't work, I change it. So like I keep saying, it's all about trying. It's about trying your hands, positioning, arrangement, figuring things out, spend time on it, be patient. And yes, sometimes you get frustrated, but just be patient, be checking out arrangements and all, and you should be fine. So my name is still Bernard, and thank you for joining me on today's um, tutorial, or today's training, or today's class, designing a simple looking flyer. And hope to see you in my next video. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.